Welcome to this quick start video where we'll set up the WordPress SEO plugins, Permalinks, Breadcrumbs, and RSS settings. Okay, so we're now going to start getting into some of the more idiosyncratic technical aspects of setting up this plugin. And what I would encourage you to do is largely leave these settings more or less at the default, unless I sort of mention specifically that there might be something you want to change. So we're looking at the permalinks now, and basically these are set up for how your URLs are formatted, and for the most part you'll want to leave those as the default, as I said. But the one that you might want to change is the redirect your attachment URLs to the parent post. I always take that one because if I include an image in a post, that image by default will create its own URL, and if somebody clicks on the image, then it'll take them to a page that's just the image, and that's not particularly helpful. And then I would have to go in at an individual image level and set where I want that URL to go. I can still do that, but I can also make it default so that when somebody clicks on the image, it goes to the parent post URL. So if you're in a post and there's an image and they click on it, it'll stay on the same page effectively. So I like to personally tick that box and redirect my attachments to the parent post. Everything else you can kind of leave as it is. The canonical settings is an interesting one. If you've decided maybe to go with an all SSL based site, which is becoming more relevant, there's another lecture we're going to be doing on the advantages of being SSL only. Now, if you want to go with SSL only on your site, one of the things you can do is you can force this plugin to make every page go across HTTPS. For the most part, I'd say the vast overwhelming majority of people won't do anything, so just leave it as default. Don't bother changing it. But if you do want to go SSL only, then you could set that up so that it forces everything to go over across HTTPS. So we'll save changes because we've added that redirect to parent posts in, and once that's saved. Okay, so now we'll go into internal links. Now this is all about breadcrumbs. I personally don't like breadcrumbs on sites. I find it visually distracting. I genuinely don't like them aesthetically. But if you want to have breadcrumbs, and there is a school of thought that says for SEO, having that sort of link trail on your site adds some benefit, and obviously the guys at Yoast think so as well. So you can tick the enable breadcrumbs box, and if your theme supports breadcrumbs, then it should integrate quite nicely and give you what you're looking for. You can change what the separator between the breadcrumbs look at. You can have a specific anchor text for your home page, etc. So I personally don't touch it. I don't like it, and I don't turn them on. And they also tell you if your theme doesn't support breadcrumbs out of the box, they'll give you the code that you can put into your page, your PHP page to get it to support, and they give you some explanation. Like I said, I don't use them. I don't think it's a showstopper from an SEO perspective. I think it just adds another visual element to a page that I don't like. I would prefer to have good internal structure and navigation to make it easier for a person to kind of know where they are, because my site's well laid out, rather than having some breadcrumb trail kind of be able to walk them back. So we haven't made any changes, so we don't need to save changes. And then we'll go lastly in this video to the RSS. So in your RSS feed, what the plugin lets you do is put some content before and after each post. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, there's lots of people out there who scrape RSS feeds from sites, and then they literally repost your content on other sites. And they often don't give you any attribution for your work. Most of these scrapers, as even it says here, they're dumb. They don't. They're just they're just scraping pages. So what it lets you do is it lets you put in some text and some links, so that Google or search engines will know where the post came from. I think it's good enough just to leave it as the default, which is after each piece of each post in the feed. But you could equally just copy and paste that back up there, and then it would be before and after. But it's up to you. So if you do make a change, or you could change what the text says, you could say this post originally appeared at, and then you could put your blog link in here, or you could say this post was created by, and you could put your author link in, and then in your RSS feed, it'll have this post was created by, a link to you, and then after the post in the feed, it'll have this, and it'll show the original link back, and then it'll show your homepage link. But you can change that if you want. I tend not to bother too much with that. And if you make changes, you click Save Changes. So those are the permalinks, the internal links, and the RSS settings. Like I said, they're pretty idiosyncratic. You don't really need to make a lot of changes to them unless you know specifically what you're doing and what you're looking to do. So I tend to try and keep it as simple as I can, and keep it as much as close to the default as possible.